Today's video is about repairing my wife's grandfather's 1684. It's a pre-war locomotive from 1941 or 42. Well, tonight I'm working on my wife's grandfather's 1684 steam locomotive. It's a little steam locomotive, very similar to this post-war 1654 from the outward looks. Now his steam engine is a little rougher. He had it a lot of years. He used to keep it in the attic. Anyway, it used to run, and I was going to pull it out, shoot a little video with it, but it won't run, so I got to check it out. Interestingly, like I said, outwardly these look like the two identical engines, but they're not. The 1684 has a typical old style Lionel motor. And again, it has the brass slider pickups. But the post-war 1654 has the plastic encased motor. These are a little more difficult to work on, and you can, but not as easily as the other ones. So what's happening is I put it on the tracks, and it's shorting out. I'm not sure why. Again, the last time I ran it, which is some years ago, it ran fine. So we're going to take it apart and check it out. Well, I got it apart, but at first glance, I don't see what could be causing the shorts. This is interesting. This locomotive, a lot of the pre-war and early post-war locomotive had these little screw pins on one end. It had screw pins on both ends. I've never had this particular locomotive apart before. Another just small point. My wife over the years have bought a lot of these Pillsbury rolls where you bake in the ovens, and they always come with these little plastic cups that hold the icing. That you know, like if you have cinnamon biscuits or whatever, different sizes. I've kept these things. These things are just great for holding parts while you're working on a train, and they're cheap. I mean, they're free basically, and they're disposable. You can recycle them if you don't want to use them. But anyway, I use them for a lot of things. Well, the E unit looks fine, a little dirty, but the fingers are all intact. The rollers looks good. A lot of times these rollers will either kind of melt or come loose and cause a short, but they're fine. So I got to dig around and see what else is causing the short. Well, I'll know a little bit more once I put her back together and check it out. But it appears like the short is right at that wire. That wire was coming up from the frame, and it's when it goes to the brush plates for one of the brushes, but it's the on a positive side, or the non-grounded side, since this is AC. But you can see how the cloth insulation is moved back, and I believe that little bit of wire was hitting the frame and shorting it out. So what I'm going to do is now is insulate that. We'll put it back together and check it out. Okay, I unsoldered it, put some shrink wrap on it, resoldered it, and of course shrunk the shrink wrap. Let's see what happens. Well, I insulated that wire with suspect. I've now attached it to my transformer here. Let's check it out. Okay, she's working. Now we gotta assemble the engine. Well, we put the old locomotive back together. Let's check it out. Okay, she runs. We'll add the train to her and do a video shortly. Thanks for watching.